this morning. Ring that bell and get it.
Oh, is she okay?
Mama.
Sparkle. Mic check.
Okay.
Gracious, what is really going on up in here? Let me
Take me out.
check you out. Yes.
That's one way to introduce ourselves this morning.
Baby, the bell was not ready to be belled this morning. So you know, I took Natasha and I here and getting ready to put Sparkle back in here in just a second. I guess she'll come through when she's ready. But good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Farika, good to see you this morning. Good morning, Cynthia Lewis. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. We are so happy that you all are here with us on this beautiful Thursday. I know it's cold outside, but you know what? Hey, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Good morning.
So it's called the crash of the morning. Thank you.
Crash of the
But
morning.
when that crash happens, when the crash happens, because it don't have a time clock. Sometimes you are just in the midst of doing your own thing. You're ready to go, and then the crash just crashes everything. Do you sit in the crash and say, well, I guess God don't want me to come this morning? We will start lining up. I guess that was a sign from God. That was God's sign. No, it was his sign that crashes happen. You pick it up.
And you keep it moving.
You go back.
Go. You don't stop. Look, don't stop. Get it. You don't stop for anything. You keep moving. That's why, I'm loving the fact that in the Her anthology, it is about being unshakable, unbreakable, and unstoppable. Nothing, when you know that God is in you, you cannot fail. So nothing should shake you. Nothing should break you because he rules all things. Nothing should stop you. But the world is designed to do that. It wants to keep you shook. And it wants to break you so that you fall in line to everything that's being presented to you. And let's just keep it real. It's full of distractions. Some of the things that we hear about is to take you off of being focused on going inside and following God because they want you to get into the program. They want you to get into the matrix and follow everything that's put out there. So when you're all over the place because you're upset because they're spoon feeding you information that has your whole world,
and you sitting there eating it. And you one bite at a time. You can just open your mouth.
I think
your mouth and being spoon fed.
That's an important point, right? We're choosing. I think a lot of us get caught up in this whole, yes, there's things going on in the world and they're feeding this to us. You don't have to eat it.
No.
You don't have to open your mouth. You don't have to pick up the spoon. You could say no to it, and you can turn to your Heavenly Father for the comfort and the guidance and the wisdom and the direction that you need. So whatever we're embarking upon in this conversation today, I need everybody to remember that we have the power to choose.
Exactly. And that's just like life wants you, like the world wants you to believe the trend that has came across, life be lifing. That's a trend of doubt. Every time you say life be lifing, you are giving over to life. You don't have no control of it. I have no authority. I have no power. I have no control because life just be lifing. After you see God has done so much in your life, how do you have the audacity to believe that life just be lifing when at the end, no matter what he told you that you're going to win, you're going to prosper. He said, no matter the storm, you're going to prosper. So why out of your mouth are you connecting to life be lifing? And I guarantee you, the more you say it, the more life keep on doing what it's doing. Because you spoon filling, life be lifing. And don't say, well, I'm just talking about, the other part of no.
Your words have power.
Your words have so much power.
It's another thing that you say all the time. Oh, about trying. Stop saying trying.
I don't like to try words.
I'm not trying.
Like try is saying, I doubt that it's going to happen. I'm giving it a 50-50. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Either you're doing it or you're not.
Or you're not.
Exactly. And it's like the word maybe. When you say, Mom or Daddy, are we going to go? And they say maybe. Then to me, that's no.
To me, when you say maybe,
give me a straight answer.
And I believe that about sure. When you tell me sure, that to me that means that you really didn't want to, but I mean sure.
I guess so.
You're conceding to something when you say
you don't have to tolerate. Those are words
sure,
that we have.
Are you gonna do it?
Yes. Like,
but that kind of leads into where we are going today, because I of course, scrolling through social media, I saw something pop up, and immediately it was like, wow, really?
yeah.
And when you think about it, it's what was it, 80? I'm gonna pull up
80, 15, 40, 80, 15,
15,
4,
4,
1
and 1 rule.
rule.
That was
By
so
Blech.
big.
That's drastic numbers.
Exactly. Exactly. So, and it's by Dr. George Fraser. And if you all don't know who that is, Dr. George Fraser is the chairman and CEO of Fraser Net Inc. So he's one of the premier authorities when it comes to talking about networking, about effective relationships, about personal development. You will see him sometimes, they'll have clips of him, but he really talks about us as a people, and becoming better, and showing up well, and developing personally. And so in this rule, when he breaks it down, and I'm going to put it up on the screen in just a moment, but it speaks to what we are talking about already. 80% of the people believe life be life. And hey, Tina, good morning. And Miss Patricia, I didn't say to you good morning. 80% of the people believe that life be lifing, and that's all they focus on, is how life is lifing. When we talk about healing for real, you shift into your viewpoint. It's like, y'all know them cute little things, the kaleidoscopes they used to have, and you were switching and switching, and things would change until it snapped into place, and then you're like, now I can see the picture clearly. It's the aha that we have to get, and in becoming her or becoming him, we have to get to a place where our lenses shift to a clear vision of what God wants us to see, not what the world wants us to see. And as long as we stay in the world's view of life, then we're always going to feel like, dang, when it rains, it pours. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Oh, life just be life, and I'm just,
this is as good as it gets, right? This is just how life is going to be.
Take it. Yep.
Exactly. And I have been guilty of saying it. I don't know too many people who have not said that.
Yes.
This is one of the versions of it, where you feel like, I guess this is it. I guess this is the best it's gonna get. I mean, hey, give me a pint of ice cream and let me just eat my life away, because it won't get any better than this, or I guess I'm destined to be alone all my life. Nobody's gonna ever choose me. We have doom and gloom stamped on our forehead. Every time somebody sees you, they look at you and say, oh, she's part of the doom and gloom club. She's part of the struggle bus. Girl, come ride with me, because we're struggling together, girl. We're gonna ride this on out. That is not our destiny. And when you can change the kaleidoscope to be in alignment with the word of God, now you start seeing things differently. They can tell you what's getting ready to happen in the world, but do they know? You can't effectively know what's going to happen, because God can change anything in a second.
And think about what you just said. So now I'm surrounding myself with a person who's thinking just like me.
Yes.
So now I'm not just having my thought of that negativity, right? Now I'm expanding it and bringing someone into my circle who's thinking the same way. So that thought gets bigger. I'm surrounded. Yeah, and it keeps going, because that person's going to find somebody else and bring them into the circle. And so now all we're doing is we are surrounding ourselves with the same people thinking the exact same way, which is life be lifing. That is just going to get bigger.
Yes. It's just like the flu. When you get contaminated with it, it just keeps spreading. Then you spread it to somebody else, and you spread it to someone else. For example, our life group is on Tuesday, and it's a fairly good number of people that goes. One person said, I'm not going to make it today. And everybody jumped on the wagon. It was like, boom, boom, boom. One person said, I'm not going to make it tonight. And then 5 minutes later, I'm not going to make it tonight. I'm not going to make it tonight. It ended up, a group of 12 women ended up being 4.
Wow.
The power of influence.
And it happens that quickly.
And it happens
you are surrounded. The power of influence. And I'll even put it like this. If you're driving down a interstate, so y'all know in Atlanta, we can have up to 6 lanes, right? So imagine you're on a 6-lane interstate, right? And you're driving and you have dim lights. Somebody else that comes up beside you, if their lights are dim, you really don't see any further than what you were seeing anyway, right? Somebody else, you can have 6 cars lined up and everybody has dim lights. And so you might see a little bit more, but for the most part, you really are just kind of seeing what's in front of you. But you get on a dark country road with a dim light and somebody pulls up beside you with their lights on bright, baby,
they'll blind you.
Instantly opens it up. You just like, girl, I'm so glad they came through because now I won't see it. Now I can see further, I can see clearer, and now I
can go
better because I'm like, I'm so glad they came because my lights are jacked up, and I'm so glad they came with the brighter lights because now I can roll on down the road.
Yep.
You can see ahead.
You can see ahead of yourself. Big old truck.
And I have more confidence. Yes, you get, because you know how many people get behind a truck and say, baby, I'm gonna roll because they rolling, so we rolling together. But it gives you more confidence because now you see, good morning, Kelly. Now you see more clearer and you have more confidence in the drive because now you're not worried about a deer running out in the street or running off the side of the road. You're not as, you're more focused, and now you can get to your destination quicker and better and safer. Same token of either you're going to be with the dim light crew, the life be life and crew, or the people who are, on the struggle bus. We choose, like Natashah said, choose to either eat what they serve you, or you're going to choose to stand out and go with what God said and eat his word and let it get in your spirit and let it fill your soul. So Natashah, let's go back to the Maslow's hierarchy. Can you break those down for us?
So, I mean, based on this picture that you had shown, so in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the very top of the pyramid is all about self-actualization. At the very bottom of the pyramid, which is where we're talking about that 80% going nowhere, in the bottom of the pyramid, it's about just meeting your basic needs. So I want everybody to think about that. If 80% of the people agreed that life be lifing, all they're doing right now, they're in survival mode, just trying to get their basic needs met, which is food, shelter, love, affection, right? The things we talk about that people who have had trauma that they don't normally get, right? So according to what Dr. George Fraser is saying, when you align that with the hierarchy of needs, 80% of people in the world are just functioning, trying to achieve food, shelter, trying to get their basic needs met. And so we're living on this planet just doing that. Nothing more. We're not striving for excellence. We're not striving to, now at the very top of the pyramid, which is the ultimate achievement, is self-actualization. That's where we raise our level of consciousness. That's where we have self-confidence, we have self-awareness, we have emotional maturity, and we are able to be successful. And I think, Angela, you said it earlier, about being able to know that when God has plans for you, you can walk confidently in life and through anything that happens. People have this belief that when tragedy happens, that somehow it needs to stop you in your tracks. It doesn't have to stop you in your tracks.
It does not have to.
Doesn't mean you're not going to be sad about it, because you're a human being and you're going to feel some type of way about it. But you have a God that is greater. You have a God that has pulled you through so many other things before. What makes you think now that all of a sudden he's not going to pull you through this? Right?
Absolutely.
So back to your pyramid where you have at the top that only, do you mind clicking it back? Because I'm turning off my phone. The 1% says becoming the best. In Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that top of that pyramid is self-actualization. So if you bring these two pyramids together, what they're saying is only 1% of us will ever self-actualize. That is insane to me.
Oh my.
That is insane for people who say, I believe God, I trust God, but only 1% actually self-actualize to the point of saying that I mean what I say. I am the example. I do what I need to do. I know that God is going to work it out, because the reality is, and I'll just even use myself. I always, because I told y'all, my mom and I had the best relationship. Like that was it for me, baby. If everybody in the world disappeared, as long as it was me and my mama, baby, we was good. On my birthday every year, I would always call first and be like, girl, whatever the number of the year was, it was just me and you. It started out with us, baby. It was us against everything, right?
Aww.
But I always thought if anything ever happened to my mom, I'm going to crack up. I'm going to lose it. I don't think I'm going to be able to hold it together. Well, what God did was bless me with 2 beautiful daughters where I couldn't fall apart. I had to have it together. I had to stay strong. And I had to understand that mama didn't build me. She didn't raise me for that. I'm not built to fall apart. I wasn't. If I didn't lose it for that, I'd be doggone if I'm going to lose it for anything else. And I'll tell you this, for those of you who have lost a parent, and you had a great relationship, or whomever it is in your life that has been significantly something to you, once you lose that, it's nothing else that comes to you in your pathway that makes you any bit of difference. You can bounce
you can't get through.
I care less because the most important person in my life is gone.
So the most important person.
Do you think that if I didn't fall apart from her leaving, I'm gonna fall apart because you leave? Bye. See you.
Well, listen, that is such a good point. Now, I've lost I think the only person I've really lost close in my family was my grandmother when I was 5 years old, and that was devastating. But when I lost custody of my girls and I lost the tangible things in this world and I was back to ground zero, today I look back and say, if God could pull me through that, there's not a person, place, or thing in this world that can touch me. And I don't say that with arrogance. I say that with confidence, because you know what you've been through. When you say something matters, like my children meant everything to me, and they were taken from me so abruptly. That is also a loss. They may not have been lost in death, but they lost in that separation and that connection that they had with their mother, right? So when we look at loss, we need to look at loss, even if people are still alive, but somehow they've moved on or they're just not a part of your life anymore. We all endure loss on some level or another.
Absolutely.
But it's important to recognize how even through that loss, there's a song that I sent Sparkle recently. This girl writes this love letter to herself. And in the song, she talks about that some of the things that we go through wasn't built to break you.
No,
it wasn't meant to break you.
The quicker we get that, the part that we keep skipping over is it wasn't meant to break you. But we take it as it broke me, so it came to attack me. It came,
and life is life.
It came to kill, steal, and destroy. Like we automatically think that it's to knock us out.
To take you out.
And that, you know, and when we talk about the losses, when I went through the worst stress attack, anxiety, depression, and my daughter had to take care of me, and I took that childhood from her, that season of just being a child, and she had to be a mother instead of a child. Like that part right there said, if you have to depend on your child and you won't get yourself up, then that's a breaking point for you, that you're deciding not to get up. Like once that realization came together in one accord, it's like, I don't even cuss, but it was like every cuss word you ever could think of comes out of you. And then when you have went through a loss or something traumatic happened to you, and you feel stress, and you feel that stress trying to attack you, it's something that should roar up in you that says, oh no, I know what this is. I know what I recognize you. I recognize you in stress, anxiety, depression, broken. I'm not going to sit here. Yeah, I might be crying while I'm moving, but I'm moving. I don't care if it's with 5,000 tears falling down. I might have to stop so many times, but hey, long as I keep on moving. And that's that 80% has chosen to let something in life make a choice over their life to not move.
Yeah, I agree.
The reality is, if you're still here, guys, Jeremiah 29:11, there's a plan for you. If it was meant to destroy you, it would have taken you out. When the devil said, when God said, have you considered my servant Job, do what you do, but you don't take him out. Period.
And you won't take him out.
God is saying that take your best shot, but what you're not going to do is take him out. When you understand the fact that whatever comes your way, whether it's meant to try and take you out, because the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy, but God says you won't do that. I'm not going to allow you to do that.
You
so
won't.
Even when you understand, it's something that you gotta. It's something that should be inside of you. When we had Alexis Holmes on last Friday, and she talked about the lioness within, the roar inside of you should always know that I don't care what you bring my way. What you're not gonna do is take me out. Point blank. Period. I'm not saying that I won't bend, because you can bend, but you refuse to break. Yeah. And that should be the mentality that we have, because even Jesus said, can you take this from me? But if not my will, but your will be
done. Your will be done. He will equip you to get through whatever it is that you need to get through.
Thank you. And if you at a stage that you're feeling like you're struggling right now, why are you watching struggle movies? Why are you watching the movie of the struggle?
Or listening to struggling music.
Or listening to struggle movies. Why are you attacking
Mary J.
Blige?
I'm going down because you ain't around.
Yes, because now you have gotten into the alignment of I'm going down.
So
and you over here.
So this ties into that 15%. So now, based on what you're saying, you have 80% that stays right where you're talking about. They're sick, listening to watching the sad movies, listen to the sad music. And only 15% is going to move into seeking emotional safety and security and working toward love and belonging, which is that sense of connection.
Only so let me say this, Natasha, before you get to that point clearly. So with the 80% is saying, do not spend significant time with people who are going nowhere, who are doing nothing, and expect you to do the same. That's the 80%. They are going to be there. They're going to be the couch potato. They're going to be the people who just want to go to work and get their little paycheck. They're not anything else. They don't want to, they doing everything like that. The 15% where she's jumped up to the next level. Spend time with people who are doing better than you. Learn from them and grow from them. That's the 15%. So now, Natasha, go back to explaining what that's made of.
So that 15%, which is, again, these numbers, guys, this morning, when you sent that to me, I am just astounded by the fact that the way that we've evolved as a society and the resources that we have, you know, we could say that the generations and cultures before us, that you didn't know what you didn't know. I always say that. But now we are in the know. Right? And 15% is comprised of people who are actually willing to work toward their overall health, mental health, physical health, emotional health, working toward family and social stability, and then learning to love self and sense of connection with healthy connection with others.
Right.
You're telling me
healthy, that when you said healthy. So that means they don't have the flu virus and coughing all over
and carrying it too.
Yes. So like,
or if they do, they have enough discipline and self-control to say that I'm not feeling well, so I'm not going to contaminate anyone else. Let me quarantine myself and get healthy.
That is emotional maturity.
That was me yesterday.
Maturity. The thing with that is too, I'm not going to cut other people and bleed on them when they did nothing to me. So the rejection and abandonment I felt, I'm not moving forward to say all men are dogs because somebody cheated on me or abused me or drugged me or did something
to me. And I'm not going to get into a relationship if I know that about myself, and that's a part of me that God needs to work on.
Stage.
Exactly.
Like, why would I come? I mean, I'm telling you, yesterday was one of my push through but move through trusts. I took my tail to bed because what I'm not going to do is mess up my belief, mess up anybody that talks to me. Why am I going to pour? I'm not at the state of mind right now.
To be able to pour into something.
Be able to pour. So take your shower, drink your Oprah tea, and take your butt to bed.
But that's emotional intelligence, which a lot of people don't operate in, because when you know you already know. That's just like when you argue. One thing, like my husband, he's not an arguer. He's going to be quiet before he says anything. He want to get up like, what we talking about? What we going to do? What's the problem? Let's talk. And he's like, and give me a minute. And I have to respect that, because the emotional may be like, give you a minute for what? What we gonna do?
Because you wanna do it right now.
I need a response today. Emotionally intelligent Angela says, you know what, let me give him his space, because he needs to work through some things. Because if I push him too hard, some things will be said or done that will push me into a corner where I feel like I got to make a choice and a decision. So rather than do that, let me sit my behind down and give him his space.
And that comes back to, I want what I want when I want it. In relationships,
and that comes down to you.
Yeah, I want to talk about it. I want to address it. I want an answer, and it's like, relax. You're not the only person in the dynamic.
Thank you.
Come on down.
Calm down, boo-boo kitty. It's okay.
I know you are her, but right now,
calm down. And let's say this, like, so y'all know, again, we're doing this anthology, Her, Unshakable, Unbreakable, Unstoppable. So it's 26 ladies that are in there, and myself. Yesterday, one of the authors said, what's going on? It's quiet up in this group, because we're usually always commenting and encouraging and inspiring and sending stuff or whatever, right? Sparkle put in there, I need a reset. I'm going to bed. Do you know how many, and other people will start, saying little things like, for whatever reason, everybody, it was different people that put in there that, you know what, today wasn't a day for me, and so everybody was quiet. But it was a little encouragement put in there. But the reality is, instead of you saying, girl, today is jacked up, I don't know about y'all, but how about because my day was just jacked up. For everybody else, like the people in the group that you were talking about, I ain't making a day. Oh, well, girl, shit for me either.
I didn't want to come in agreement with it.
Yes. You have to find somebody. So when Dr. Sparkle says, I'm single, but I'm living my life for God, I'm out here. If you're struggling with being single, and being the 18% who says, let me spend some time following Dr. Sparkle. Let me spend some time. Let me reach out and connect with her, because I need to learn, how did she get there? I need to grow from what she's saying, so that I too can embrace being single, where I don't have to feel like I ain't going to the family picnic this time. They're going to ask me why I ain't got a man, when you getting married, when you having a baby.
And not be mad about it, and not be bitter and anger about it.
And so now when you move to the next level that you guys have, what you're talking about, Angela, only 4% of people want to spend time with someone like Sparkle.
Wow. Right? That's why so many people don't like me. Now that makes sense.
Not only just not like you, because I'm going to tell you right now, that is a season I'm in where I'm finding that the more that I elevate and the more that I grow, I'm watching how many people are not in line with me. And I'm trying to find my people, right? I'm trying to find people to spend time with so that I can keep growing. And I hate this. When you sent this yesterday, when I tell you, it was so much confirmation for me to understand that I'm alone in this season, or kind of sort of feeling alone in this season. I'm going to be really honest with you. You ladies you are in alignment in a season where I'm at right now. I don't really have anybody else. I do not have anybody else. So when I saw that number, what you're saying is 4% is willing to learn from each other, to feed off of each other, to continue to grow from each other. There's no jealousy. There's no envy. There's no competition. There's no one better than you. Nobody's intimidated by anybody. We're looking to learn. We're looking to grow. And the fact that only 4%
space to be in, though, it's a beautiful space to be in.
It's the most fresh breath that you can, like, you can feel the fresh air of the breath. That I can send Angela a message, Tasha and Natashah a message, and ask them a question, and I can be going off about it, and they will bring me a total, like, totally flip that whole script that I have been, and but they can flip it and say, Angela just comes off like she comes off.
She knows you longer.
No. And then I love it.
But we need that.
Natashah is going to be like, well, let's look at it another perspective. Let's think about it this way. She goes into like,
how does that make you feel?
How does that make you feel? Now, when you said that, how did it make you feel? No. And then when you know Andrew, she comes back with no. how did it make you feel?
And Angela's over here going, just quit it. Just quit it. I just need you to stop.
Gangsta boo, like,
Angela
what we gonna do is get up out of this. What you not gonna do is get look.
That's point blank.
Look, Natashah.
and then you got the peacemaker. Natashah is like the peacemaker. Like, no,
Angela, put your earrings back on.
And did you hear? And then you like, Sparkle, you might have heard it wrong. Did you check on the hearing of your lips? Now you are speaking for Missy. That
Natashah's very Pisces driven. Listen, I am Taurus the bull, baby. I'm busting through, breaking up everything. I have no look. We're gonna tear up the China shop, baby, today.
But
Rika says she needs that gangster.
You need that. You need that in your life, though. You need. Yes. I'm a little sore bright, so I like that. But you need that.
Sometimes you need that straightforward.
Because I see the spoiled brat sometimes. I mean, I can Sparkle and I have interacted so much that I can tell when it's somebody that irritates her. I can look in on her face and I see how in her mannerism she'll withdraw, like
how she responds.
And I'm looking like, fix your face and get yourself together, because you are not going to let them get you. What are you doing, girl?
And that's how you grow, right? You need those kind of women.
You need those attachments. You need that. That is an attachment, because what are you attached to? What are you attached to? Are you attached to somebody has to baby you, has to puka? You got to have all types of attachment, because because it's not always where you're in a situation and I don't have time to go to a room, shut the door, turn off the lights, pray to God, get down on my knees. My Heavenly Father, I come to you on my bending knees. I don't have time to go to the bending of my knees right now. God, I need you right now.
So he sends Angela. So he sends Angela to you.
Yes, because and you have to understand, in your percentage of life, we all have been at a different level of this pyramid. We have been in an 80 before. We have been in a 15 before. We have been in a 4 before. We have been at a 1% before. Each level of life, we have been through every level of life and still have not reached all the levels.
We haven't mastered it, right?
We haven't mastered it, because the 4% is you spend time with people who have mastered their craft. Yeah. You study how they think, you see how they move, and then how they build. So if you're looking at somebody, you're saying, you know what, they have such a beautiful family, they have such good balance, they are out here, pursuing their goals and living the dream, and things just seem to always fall into place with them. Instead of sitting back and dropping down to the 80% and saying, girl, I'm not going to ever have that. Maybe these are the people that you need to spend time with. And let's just keep it real. Success, you determine success by your own definition. And so you may say, oh, I need to be seeing a billionaire. I need to be following a billionaire. And maybe you can, but you also may can go to the little librarian who you don't even realize has so much money in her 401k because she's been busy and she lives beyond below her needs. And she works out her money and she can buy whatever she wants to and never even ever look at the price point.
She didn't pull up in the
she's making $12.15 an hour, that she can't help you, but she can teach you something about how to manage your life and manage your finances, where you are able to have something to sustain you when times get lean, or whenever you decide that, you know what, I'm going to retire and I can visit every continent I want to and live how I like, because I sacrificed and did what I need to do during the times that I was living life. So the reality is 80% goes to 15%, goes to 4%, to the 1%. And you become the person that other people study. You are
that sounds good.
That right there.
That's what I'm working toward.
You become that 1% when people study me.
Yes. You become the standard at that point. You are the example. You are the chosen one. You are the top of the food chain. You are top tier. You are the person who operates with discipline and intent. You are intentional about your growth. You are intentional about mastering your emotions. You have high emotional intelligence. When we talk about that, that means that you know that I'm healed for real. And if there's an area where I feel like it pulls me out of character, then I'm going to go address that. I'm going to go seek out a mentor or get somebody else who can help me process why am I still angry every time I see my ex out here enjoying life with somebody else? Why am I over here mad because every time I had an allergic reaction to something, and now I don't. Every time I see my doctor, I'm just like, don't be with them because they'll kill you. Why am I talking negative about somebody? Because if I'm self-actualized, I don't have time to be worried about people.
I really don't.
I don't have time to be caught up in, we used to be friends, and now we're not.
You're so aligned. When you self-actualize, you are in alignment with God.
Yeah.
You are in alignment with his will. Yeah. And so it comes back to what you said at the beginning of the broadcast, is that when I am living for God, when I am serving God, when I'm walking with God, come on, world, give me what you got. Give me what you got. Give me your best shot.
If his plans and purpose, if God knows the plans and the purpose he has over my life, then this is not an attack. This is the plans that God has me to do.
Yes.
Because if I don't master this, if I don't master this in this season.
A lot of us have to close doors. Yes. A lot of us don't close doors. We either take out the door or we leave the door unlocked for some reason to walk back to it or go through it again.
To be like Deborah Cox and sit around and say, how did you get here? She left the door open.
Left the door wide open.
You left the door open. How do you think they got through? They didn't even have to knock. They just walked on in. Look,
Listen, I used to love that song back in the day. Please don't judge me, but I was one of those people that took the door off the hinges and then wondered, how did I get here? Why is this happening again?
You put no protection over yourself. You put no covering over you. You left the door wide open. Or you shut the door, but you did not lock it. You did not lock it on purpose. You did not lock that door.
And then you allowed someone.
You set your alarm for 2:00 because you really knew the booty call was coming at 2:30. So you wanted to go and make sure you took a shower and got yourself together.
And you allowed them to come through the door without setting the boundary.
You prepared for it. You said, it's almost about to be 2:30. He normally calls by 3. Let me go and get a shower and get fresh. So when he calls, I'm acting like I'm asleep. But really. Come on.
But we can, because I know it's somebody, like, I don't have a booty call problem. I don't have a booty call. I don't do booty calls. That's not one of my issues. But you still let other things, don't think just because you don't do that one. Addiction
doesn't mean you don't do other things.
Yes, addiction is not just alcohol.
What's the word, Natasha? It's not that you're justifying the situation, but
you're rationalizing and you're making excuses.
Yes, you rationalize. Yeah. Oh, that's not me, baby. It might not be you and that, but that's not this is not a literal thing. This is like people give you examples. If I say banana in the tailpipe, that doesn't mean that somebody's gonna come and take a banana and stick it in your tailpipe, baby. It just means
the day someone does that, though, I'm calling you. I'm just saying.
If somebody's running around here buying a whole thing of bananas and running around sticking in there by the tailpipe, holler at your girl and tell me. Until then.
And see what they do when you put that banana in the tailpipe. Like, show me the whole video. I want the whole.
Right. Hey, listen, they got sugar finna put in your tank and you ain't worried because you say, oh, girl, it's not a banana. It's going to stop the engine. It's going to jack your stuff up.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
We oftentimes hear shows like this, or we hear conversations like this, and when it starts to really resonate with us, we get very literal and like, oh, well, that example she's given, that has nothing to do with me. The bottom line here is that we need to start closing doors in life. You want to elevate yourself. You want to be successful in life, and not just successful in your career, not just successful with money. Successful with you as a person, right? Yeah. Are you successful with yourself? Yeah. Are you living the life that God purposely designed for you? If I'm being really honest, we go back to your pyramid. 80% of the people in the world are not living according to God's will.
No.
80%.
And they do
are
go to
going
church,
nowhere.
and they're in the church building. Some of them are in the pulpit.
Yes.
Let's keep it
sitting there.
And they think they've self-actualized, but the
Yes.
ones in the pulpit think they're at 1%,
Yes.
when in reality they're not.
So it's not always the one. I just want to point that back out, Natashah.
It's not always,
the one
it's not
that
always
you can
easy.
see. Yes. It's not always the homeless person that's sitting on the corner that now you like, oh, they can't tell me, they don't know nothing. They sitting on that corner with so much wisdom, so much belief, so much trust, because they believe don't show like yours does.
Correct.
Does not mean that they don't believe.
Amen.
And the whole point of all of this really is when Dr. George Fraser talks about, who you spend time with matters. He says who you spend time with matters. And the reality is your environment will either elevate you or it will limit you. You got to choose wisely who you choose. Good morning, Priscilla. You got to understand that your environment dictates how you move in life, how you show up. If you're around people who say, babe, I believe God for everything, and every time you call them, you say, hey, I think I'm gonna get a house. Girl, go for it. I got some connections. I know who to help you with, because you're gonna get this house. Or you got somebody said, girl, I'm gonna go for a promotion. I'm not sure. Oh no, you're sure.
You're sure.
Two or three come together, we believing for this, and we know that you're gonna have it. What do you need to do to get prepared and get to that next level? When you hear somebody say, well, girl, I don't know how me and my husband gonna make it. Oh, you're gonna make it. Because if God put you together, can nobody put you asunder. We're going to pray. So you got to surround yourself with people who fortify and encourage you and uplift you and help you
level
get
up
to the higher level. You got to be surrounded with people who say that Natashah's good, but girl, she really get out here and get some clients and start making better money and start working out and doing Pilates and yoga and start looking good and feeling good. She might do better than me. You can't be around people
I want her to do better than me.
Who clap for you in public, but secretly want your demise in private. Start spending time with God so you have discernment, because the reality is, as you elevate, if you look at, we had our two of our grandsons over the weekend, right? So we were talking about birds and animals, right? And we were saying, like, who is the eagle afraid of? And it's a crow, right? But then we talked about something else that the eagle does. It doesn't fight back. It elevates. And the crow can't breathe in the air that the eagle can. So it drops off. So even though the eagle's like, the crow is challenging me, and baby, really, if he catch me, he might kill me. But what I do is elevate so that he can't
reach me. He can't
understand that. He can't touch me. He can't go where I'm going. When you understand that, you got to get discernment to know the power of what you have inside of you, which is the God in you. He said, I'm sending you a helper. The Holy Spirit, when you don't know what to pray for, the Holy Spirit gives utterance to God and tells him what you need so that he works it out on your behalf. But when you know that God has a plan for you, then your demise is not it. Your demise, for the most people, the thing that you're the most afraid of is dying, because you don't know what that looks like.
Dying or losing. We have this thing that we're fear of losing.
Dying.
Yes, right? The reality is that we are attached to people, places, and things.
Yes.
And when you get attached, that's where that fear of losing comes into play. And that's where this fear of, oh my gosh, I'm not going to have that, and the whole world is going to come undone. And God says, I've got greater for you. God says, I have better for you. God says, I have promises for you. Why would we not trust in that? I used to be that person who, the minute I lost something, it was like life was just catastrophic and devastating. And it's like, oh my God, this is, my whole world has come undone. Today, when something bad happens in my life, I literally look up and say, thank you. I say, thank you. I said, when I don't get something, God, you are protecting me. You are seeing something ahead of me that I cannot see. Thank you for not giving that to me. Thank you for not allowing me to, to give in to those fleshly desires and give into what I want, because you have a greater plan. That is one of the reasons why I love Jeremiah 29:11.
Yes. And even so, Natashah, you have fed into the belief that all things work together for my good. So even when it looks like what I don't want, my new thing, when my husband and I went through our little separation piece, my thing was, everything that looks like it's the worst thing sometimes turns out to be the best thing.
It
Because
will
when we
turn
came
out to
back
be the best thing.
we came back together as stronger and better than ever. But at the point where something happens and you feel like, oh, this is about to take me out. God is saying, no, baby, I'm never going to take you out. I'm giving you something that's going to help you in the long run. You just don't see how I see. But when you start getting in alignment, everything that happens, you start believing that, okay, so it's for my good. Obviously, it didn't happen because it's for my good. You have
Yes.
better for me. So you're crying over the T-bone steak dinner when God says, babe, I'm gonna put you on a whole buffet of whatever you want. Steak, lobster, shrimp, whatever the highest thing that you got, things you never even dreamed of, things that delicacies you've never even heard of. God has it set out for you because his ways are higher than your ways, his thoughts are higher than your thoughts. And so if we want to challenge what's going on in our lives, what are we saying, God? You don't know better than I know.
and come on, you don't know nothing.
Because he created you. He already knew when he sent you down here what you were gonna go through. It's not a surprise to him.
He already knew when he put you in your mother's womb. But to connect back to what you saying, Angela, I call it the LLL. I know people most of the time want an LLC, but an LLL is a lesson learned lifestyle. Like when you learn, when you obtain, you take the lesson, you learn it, you master it, you learn it to the T. When you was learning how to ride that bicycle, you failed so many times. But once you got your balance together and you learn, like, okay, you got to take the steering wheel this way. You can't be shaking. Get on balance. And then once you did, you learned the lesson. Now you riding the bike with no hands. No, you doing tricks. You doing, because it became a lifestyle. We got to understand. Don't always go about that LLC. Go get you some LLL. Learn your lesson lifestyle.
And look how that follows into this right here. 80% of the people, if you don't learn how to ride a bike and you just sitting on the side like, well, nobody teaches me, I ain't got no dad and he can't show me how to get on here. You're with the 80% who are going nowhere because your bike is sitting out there, but you don't want to get on it and try and learn yourself.
Well, and then somebody comes and steals your bike and then you get mad.
And then you're mad because they didn't took your stuff. But you didn't have it sitting outside, leaned up against the porch for years. Well, then you say, well, I'm going to become part of the 15% because I've got some older cousins and I'm going to get with them and I'm going to spend time with them because, I'm studying how they get on their bike. Okay, so they get on and they hold themselves. Okay, and they try to paddle. Hey, my feet keep slipping. Okay, let me see how they do that. How do they balance it up? You get with that first 15% to see what they're doing. You're studying and spending time with them. And then you start saying, oh, okay, wait a minute. Now I can ride my bike and I can do that, but I still got to keep a helmet on. So I'm with the 4% because I'm mastering it. I'm doing good, but my mama won't let me go out without a helmet because I'm still something every now and then. I might flip up and crack my head. Then you get with the 1% where you mastering and you were the one popping wheelies, baby. You was the one riding and jumping over hills and doing
now people want to learn what you did to get
there. Now people want to learn how to do flips.
Do y'all see the people on skateboards when they're on those things and they are flipping and doing it? Or do you see the people who are doing gymnastics and they go up and they do those triple doubles flips in the sky?
Yes.
And you're thinking like, I need to study them. How is she doing that? Oh my God, show me how to do that. But you can't do that if you're part of the 80% who's sitting down like, girl, if I turn a flip, girl, my whole back gonna be broken. I'm not gonna be able to do nothing else. Let me sit this one out.
No. Let me sit this one out and watch. But then that 80% let's not forget about those 80% that's gonna talk bad about you because you keep on wanting to travel up and you're this 15, you're 4, you're 1. That 80% is still upset and talking about you. Oh, look at her. She thinks she all that. I remember when she couldn't even do this, do that. Yes, I'm glad you do remember it because
I'm not there anymore.
I'm not
there anymore.
And what that does for me is know, God, you did it. You did that one. God,
Amen.
you did it because they're still bringing up the old news. They're not saying.
And I'm so far.
I'm so far from that, and you still sitting right here because people only talk about what they don't understand, they don't get, they can't resonate with. They only talk about those people because deep down inside, they wish it was something inside of them to make them push like you put deep down in that inner core. They're like, how did she come from the projects and now she living in a mansion? You know how she, and then they start coming up with other ways. Oh, you
without
know
the facts.
How she did
without the facts.
You can't be the CEO of a company unless you slept your way to it. You know, remember when they said about Kamala Harris and they were just like, oh, you know, she slept with everybody. So that's how she got a chance to run for president of the United States. People always want to water down your successes. They always want to make it seem like you really didn't deserve to get where you are. But the devil is alive. At the end of the day, when you look at the 80%, those are people who have checked out of life. They have resolved in their hearts and minds that this is the best it's going to get. When you are a child of God, you have a father who has, what they say, cattle and many mansions.
Yes.
You can't allow yourself to think that this is the best this is going to get, because even when we transition, it gets better. When they talk about streets of paved with gold, you don't think that the reality of life, you don't get anything else, is this is not the best it is ever going to be for you.
Ever.
It's not. Even when you transition out of here, your thoughts should be that it's gonna get, baby, when I leave up out of here, it's gonna get even greater. It's getting ready to be. If you live a life that every single year in my life is gonna be greater, I don't care if I'm 99 with gray hair, girl. It might be 99 with a long gray wig, baby, down to my booty. If
But
that's what
hey,
I'm gonna do, because I'm living life and I'm enjoying it. If I can't drive, then maybe I need to find somebody who's gonna be a chauffeur for me. I don't know what God got for me.
And
maybe
I'm okay with that.
And I'm okay with that. Maybe I'm going to be the person who's, 79 and saying, you know what, I'm going to try this new marathon, and I'm going to walk with the best of them. And, I'm going to go right there and cross the line and get my certification. And they're going to be like, she's 79 and is and made
she
it
is.
and did it.
Yes.
Because
and
you know how many
good.
people who go back to school at a later period of life because they said, I want to have something more. My brain is still active. I'm not shutting down just because the rest of them are over here at the elderly place and they sitting around twiddling their thumbs and looking out the window because they're still in a wheelchair.
Or using that.
I had a lady
that I'm older.
I had a lady who was 77 years old that graduated in my master's program. She was the oldest, an African American woman, 77 years old, graduating with a master's.
Yes.
When they asked her,
nothing has to shut down if you don't want it.
Well, they asked her, like, why now? She says, just because I wanted to prove that I could. And I was like,
because she did it for her. This was a her thing. Like,
it wasn't for anything else.
This. I mean, that's just like when I told you, Angela, my grandmother.
I was just going to say, tell me about your grandmother.
My grandmother, at 85 years old, built her dream home. 85 years old, built her dream home. And her son was like, which is my dad, Mama, you're not going to be here much longer. Why would you spend that kind of money on that? She said, because it's my dream. I want my dream.
Atta girl.
And she made it very clear. If I live here a week, just know I did it. I did it. I built my dream home. And it's mine. And I'm telling you, that house, when we had her housewarming, it was like a little kid. Like, she was cheesing from ear to ear. And this is a woman that she has been an overcomer all her life.
Baby. But
this time she did this for her, not for her kids to have somewhere to go, not, the list of things.
Yeah.
But she built her dream home that she's living in right now at 85 years old.
Love it.
That's not amazing, awesome. but that speaks to you tapping in to what's inside of you. And it cannot be shaken. It cannot be broken. It cannot be stopped unless you allow it to be. Yeah, and unless you decide, because it's a decision, you have a choice. You can sit down there with the 80% and y'all can chill and talk about folks and sit around and blow up and be fat and just be
upset that you're not going anywhere in life and
be miserable.
Yeah.
And look at and watch life for everybody else pass you by, and you
Thank you, Lord.
vicariously
I needed
live
this
through other
today.
people's stories. That can be you in the 80%. Let me put it back up there so you can see what it looks like. This could
And
be you at the bottom versus you at the top. Choose which way you're
and
going.
they have my master. You see up at top, they have my
Yes.
set.
When you become the best, choose to become the best at whatever best looks like for you. I can't define what best is for you. Dr. Sparkle
Correct.
can't define what best looks like for you. Natasha can't define what best looks like for you. God
Everybody best
said,
looks
Jeremiah
different.
29:11, I know the plans I have for you. When you trust that, know that He has the best for
Yeah.
you. He ain't giving you no mediocre water down, little he ain't giving you a little Sprite that's flat, a little Coca-Cola that's flat. Baby, no, he give me the one that make me like
Because
That
Angela, when they gave you, if they serve you a flat Coca-Cola, what are you gonna drink it anyways? Are you going to send this back to wherever?
an advocate for a new one.
Excuse me. Or you know how to give you the one where it's just straight carbonated water and it's super nasty.
Yes.
Change that syrup because y'all, this ain't good. Excuse me, or either bring me another drink or it's gonna sit there and I'll just sip some water before I sit there. I'm not
Because
doing it.
what I'm not going to do is
I'm
sit
not
here
gonna drink
and
that.
drink this flat drink because this is not your best. And I
Yes.
don't want this.
And I love what you said about everybody's best and or success is different. I remember growing up and success for my family was get married, get a house, get a bunch of kids, have a job, hold on, hold things down. And that was success. When you had done that, you had arrived, right?
Uh-huh.
And at the age of 25, I accomplished all of that. I had the house, the white picket fence, I had the dog, I had the husband, I had the 2 kids. I was the most miserable individual on the planet and didn't feel successful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost 50 today without those things. I mean, I have my kids, but I don't have the house. I don't have the white picket fence. But I feel so successful in my life, just in my own mental and emotional growth, spiritual growth, being an entrepreneur. I have a couple businesses, and now they're not, I'm not a millionaire,
Not yet.
but not yet. I'm doing well in my life today, and it brings a level of balance and happiness I have never experienced. And so for me, that is success, right?
For you.
So for me. So that's why I say I think it's really important for us to realize when we talk about what is your best or what is your success, is it really yours? Or are you defining it based on what somebody else may have influenced you to believe of what best and what success looks like?
Amen. So. Amen.
And when you go and take the LLL, learn the lesson lifestyle, then you will have your own definition of success because you will have gotten it for yourself. It's not what your mama them said. It's not what your grandmama them said. It's not what, your folks that, is in some other group. It's not what the 80% has said. It is what's for you. Because somebody may tell you, I guess she thinks she all some good. She ain't got nothing. Get a little house on you, cost $150,000. So what?
So what?
It's mine.
And I love my love
here.
because the thing is, what people don't realize, it might be small to you, but it's huge in my eyes.
Yes.
It's so beautiful. And then when you walk into, I love houses that look like they are nothing, but then you open the door and it is so beautiful in the inside. You feel the peace, you feel the joy. Now the outside of it, because it's some oranges or apples, the outside of it looks like I don't want that. But once you peel all that off, when you peel it off, cut it off, in the inside, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. This is so juicy. It's so sweet. So don't get so caught up of what it looks like on the outer appearance.
Yeah, get to know it from the inside out.
Get to know it from the inside out, because that inner part, that person went through from 80 to 15 to 4 to 1, and finally in their arrival, in each one of them, they took a LLL as they walked on up. They took them lessons. They learned them. They got a lifestyle, and now they're at a lifestyle that they have learned how to manage their money.
Amen.
They're not spending all their money on a house. They're not spending all their money on a car. They are spending their money wisely for them, so that they can
For
travel.
them.
Because for them, they want to travel. They want to.
Yep.
And the reality is, if you think about it, most people who have a lot of money aren't flashy and showy. They're not out here trying to have all the name brands and all the big jewelry and all that, because that's not important to them, because they realize that you might have this big necklace on this week, and in 5 years be somewhere trying to pawn it because you need that money. Me, on the
And
other
it has
hand,
lost value now. Now it's not even worth
because
what
you didn't get it for the value, you got it for the validation. It's two different
Yes.
things. It's two different things.
Ring that bell. Ring that
Another
bell.
show, baby. We got to get on up out of here
We
today.
do.
Another topic
Because
for another
today,
show.
I'm
But keep in
telling you.
mind, the environment that you put yourself in will either elevate you or limit you. Choose wisely.
Choose
Where you want to be.
wisely for your
Yes.
elevation. I believe God. Do you believe God? We believe God. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for this message. We have to thank God for this message, because He didn't just put, like, God is not just sending us stuff to talk about just by accident. He's sending it to us as our becoming season, as we're growing, as we're still the seed. He's pouring it into us as the seed is growing. So understand, if something of what we say sometimes doesn't feel good to you, it's okay. Because
this ain't the feel good season, baby. We done let you feel good for 3 years. This is time for us to get uncomfortable being comfortable. It's time for us to stretch and pull. And like Natashah said, you may not like me today, but guess what? When it comes back to your remembrance, just like the prodigal son, he was out here, drinking and sexing and having a great time until he realized, let me come. When he came in himself and realized, I need to go back home and get my life together. That's the season we're in. We're in a season of, I need to go back inward and get myself
Come
healed.
home to self.
Come home to self so that I can live a life. Because one thing I know, y'all know we are doing the Healing Hearts Book Club, and Natashah's book, getting to the root of it is the focus of it for, this period. And one of the people, Miss Phyllis, was in the group, and she said that, we were saying, describe who you are. She said, I'm a happy retired woman. And what that means is that I love my life right now. That's a beautiful space to be in.
Such a beautiful
say, I love my life. Shout out to you, Miss Phyllis, for sharing that with us. And that stuck with me to say that live your life and make decisions and choices to where you love your life every day. And when you get there, baby, that's when you're unshakable, when you're unbreakable, and when you're unstoppable, because nothing can take you away from the feeling of joy, peace, and happiness that you have in the space that you were designed and created to be in.
Choose wisely. Choose wisely. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. We have to get out of here, because we can go on and on and on about this, because each one of us are serious about becoming, not just becoming for the world, but becoming to let the world know, when you put God in the center of it all,
changes everything.
It changes everything. It won't be long now. God's decree. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. We love you, and we will see you back tomorrow.
Bye.